Hi everyone, I'm Michael Palmer, Vice President of Sales for Allen Heath, and we're really pleased to announce the first look of our new dLive digital mixing system. dLive represents over 50,000 man-hours of R&D research with our team at our headquarters in Cornwall. We've done a complete ground-up build of our flagship digital mixing system, all housed around FPGA core technology. The entire system runs at 24-bit 96K throughout, has the capability of over 800 inputs and outputs with 160 mixable channels at one time over 64 mix buses. One of the things that we really did with the system was we wanted to make the familiarity for our current GLD and iLive users to be able to easily walk up to the product and mix, as well as simple intuitive operation. A lot of the operation in the system is all based around these 12-inch capacitive daylight touchscreens. We are the only manufacturer currently offering a dual 12-inch daylight viewable screen. They work well outside, but they give you a lot of functions similar to an iPad. So you have things like swipe and drag and drop and zoom function capabilities within them. There's some enhanced new views as far as our screens, being able to look at multiple functions, simple things like copy and paste and reset on the desk. The entire system is all based around two components. What you're looking at here is the DM48 digital mix rack, as well as the S5000, which is the mid-size surface in the line. There are three surfaces available: a single screen 20-fader version called the S3000, the dual screen 28-fader version called the S5000, as well as a 36-fader version called the S7000, and three different mix racks available. The mix racks come in a 32 channel, a 48, as well as a 64. However, the internal processing is all capable of 160 channels of audio through using our DX32 expansion devices. Everything is very simple plug and play. The devices are self-addressing on our network. We actually developed our own customized digital local area network to connect the rack to the surface, which handles 300 audio channels at 96K. So a very powerful system, very high channel count to meet the demands of today's installation as well as touring market. With the two screen setups, the screen on the left-hand side of the device is always going to be your selected channel screen, and you have dedicated knobs for all of the functions. Things like EQ are all easily done with a knob turn. There's no pages to dial through. There's no weird functions or drop-down menus. It's all on a dedicated knob. We have dedicated phantom power, polarity, as well as a high-pass and low-pass filter, and a pad on every input. And the mic preamps actually use a new active gain circuit, which eliminates the passive pad on the front side of the microphone gain for ultimate in audio clarity. The right-hand side of the desk is a screen that's available depending upon what is selected in the menu on the right-hand side. Things like your effects, your scene recalls. You have a full functioning 160 channel meter bridge on board, as well as your I/O routing. And your I/O routing is pretty neat. It uses a page that we can actually scroll and zoom, and you can simply look. It works a lot like a grid does on a Dante controller or on a spreadsheet, and you simply assign inputs to outputs. These bottom screens are customizable for whatever function that you want them to do. The factory default are meters. But we got some really neat things as far as customizing the user interface, and this is all based on feedback from our engineers that wanted to be able to set the system up for certain types of functions or whatever that the gig might be that they're working on. So under the setup menu, we have a lot of different options where we can just tap on these what we call widget areas, and we can actually drag selected functions into the right-hand side of the screen, so you can customize your workflow to work the way that you want. So if you're doing broadcast, you can put broadcast function applications. Live sound, you can put things like aux sends and effect sends, or you might want to put your compressor and your gate controls on there. So a fully customizable workflow. A lot of inputs and outputs. There are actually 16 racks of our new embedded deep processing plugins on board, as well as things like compressor modeling. There's actually 5 different models of compressor per channel. One of the things that we've been doing with our engineers, using the power and the core of this new FPGA processing on board, is creating our own internal embedded plugins. So embedded within the core of the actual channel strips, we have multiple different types of compressors. We have a new vintage optical style compressor. We have RMS and peak, as well as an 1176 style compressor, standardized the 16T compressor style, complete with full adjustment controls. They have a gain reduction meters on them, and that's on a per channel basis. The other side of it is really cool on the effects engine is we have some new effects emulations on board. We have a new bucket brigade delay, as well as a tape echo delay, as well as new dual channel vocal de-esser and a transient designer for things like kicks and snares. So it's fully all embedded into the core operating system, which helps us keep the system latency very low. System latency on the system is less than 1/2 millisecond. It's the lowest in the industry. And the neat thing here is very high channel count with a lot of expandability. The system has 5 option slots. On the lower left-hand side of the rack are our new option slots. These are new format cards that allow you to outfit the system with things like Dante or Wave, SoundGrid, or MADI, and those support 128 channels each at 96K. That gives you the expansion capability of actually connecting up to 832 inputs and 812 outputs on the network, all over a simple Cat5 connection. So very expandable system. There's 64 mix buses, including a new 5.1 surround mode that you can put on here. Tons of processing on board. It's extremely fast because we're using all the newest and latest technology. For further information on the new dLive system, as well as other Allen Heath products, please contact your Sweetwater sales engineer.